Hello, ERB members. Welcome to our Spring 2021 Retirement Webinar. If you are thinking about retiring within the next 3, 6, or even 12 months, please take a seat. I'm Monica Lujan, ERB's Member Services Director, and joining me today are two of ERB's subject matter experts, Cynthia Marcus, one of ERB's benefit analysts, and Selena Herrera, ERB's payroll specialist lead. We realize that deciding to retire is a huge step. We understand that the retirement process can seem daunting, so we have prepared this short webinar just for you. During the next 30 minutes, Cynthia and Selena will be walking you through the retirement process. They will walk you through ERB's rules on eligibility. When are you eligible to retire? Things to consider before retirement, and the steps to retirement. More specifically, recommended actions leading up to retirement, completing your retirement application and your final retirement documents, receiving your retirement benefit, and return to work requirements, should you plan to return to work after you retire. And with that, I will hand this over to Ms. Cynthia.
Well, congratulations on your retirement or the decision to retire. There's a lot of steps that go into this, so I'd like to go over those with you. So the first thing when you decide if you can retire is, am I eligible to retire? Under NMERB, there are different tiers in which each member falls into. And in those tiers, each member has rules in which they are eligible for retirement. Let's go over those tiers and rules now. If you are a Tier 1 employee with ERB, you are going to be hired before July 1 of 2010. The rules for your retirement are going to be as follows. The rule of 25 and out, which means you have completed 25 years of service, regardless of your age. This can be a combination of earned service plus allowed service credit. The next rule is going to be the rule of 75, which is your age plus your years of earned service equal 75. Under this rule, if you are under the age of 60, there is a permanent reduction in your benefit. The third rule is the rule of 65 and 5. You are 65 years of age and you have completed 5 years of service. The second tier is going to be Tier 2. Those are members hired on or after July 1 of 2010, but not before July of 2013. Under that tier, the three rules are going to be the rule of 30 and out. You have completed 30 years of service. Regardless of your age, you are eligible for retirement. The second rule is the rule of 80, which is your age plus your years of service equal 80. Under this rule, if you're under the age of 65, there is a permanent reduction in your benefit. The third rule is going to be the rule of 67 and 5. You are 67 years of age and have a minimum of 5 years of service. Under Tier 3, those are going to be our employees hired on or after July 1 of 2013 to June 30th of 2019. Under their rules, it's going to be the rule of 30 and out, which means you've completed 30 years of service. However, if you're under the age of 55, there is a reduction in your benefit. The rule of 80, which is your age plus your years of service equal 80. Under this rule, there is a permanent reduction in your benefit if you are under the age of 65. And the rule of 67 and 5, which is your age is 67 and you have a minimum of 5 years of service credit. Tier 4 are members hired on or after July 1st of 2019. If you are a Tier 4 employee, please visit our website for more information. Other things you should consider before retirement are age reductions. Make sure that you take age reductions into consideration, as they will permanently reduce your benefit if you are retiring under the rules of 75 or 80. To get rid of those age reductions, try working a little longer. If you work until the age restriction comes up, or until you reach full retirement, which is going to be your 25 or your 30 years and out, the age restriction would disappear. Under any tier, the longer you work, the higher your benefit payment is going to be. And there is no maximum benefit with ERB. Remember to consider your healthcare options and costs. These are not included in your estimate and are not up to us to advise you of. It is up to you as the member to research, select, and set up with a third party. Any of these may apply to you. The New Mexico Retiree Healthcare Authority. Monthly premiums applies to most employers' healthcare. Check with your employer or your HR department on your healthcare options, or check with your spouse's healthcare. They might have some great options for you as well. Also consider your personal finances, your savings, your property, your assets, and your debts. Contact your Social Security department for your eligibility and payment amounts. I'm going to walk you through looking online on your NMERB account. In order to do this, first you must create your personal account. You're going to go to our website, nmerb.org, and located in the top right-hand corner, you will find a blue tab that says My NMERB Account. You will click on this button, and it will bring you to your username and password. You will want to go ahead and create one if you don't have one yet. At the bottom, it'll say Register My Account. If you already have your member login information, go ahead and put it in. If you are on this portal, you'll be able to see your work history. There are purchase estimators. On that estimator, you will find the sick leave purchase, allowed purchase, and military purchase for service time. And you will also find the benefit estimator, which will give you a benefit estimate anytime in the future that you want. You can mess around with this calculator and calculate and see what it will be in a year or what it will be in 5 years. And you can see how your benefit can grow. To run your retirement estimates under your NMERB account, first you will want to go in and put in your retirement date. Your retirement date is always going to be the first of the month following the last day that you worked. Unless you are a teacher or 9-month employee with a district or university and you are finishing out the school year, your retirement date will be July 1st. You will want to make sure your date of birth is correct, and then you will want to put in your beneficiary's date of birth and check if that person is your spouse. This is so that options B and C will be calculated along with your option A. Under the estimated time, you will be putting in your earned credits, and those earned credits are going to be in the future. So as you can see in this example, the earned credits say 37.75. If you continue to work for each quarter that you work in the year, you will earn 0.25 credits. So you will calculate how many credits you will continue to earn, and you will put that in the earned service credits. Under the allowed, if you are planning on purchasing any allowed credits, you will put that there. And then your estimated FAS. On the left-hand side of the equation, it says your actual FAS. That's currently what we have with ERB right now. That is a good starting point for you to get an estimate. If you feel like you need to go to your work history and take a closer look, please do so. the FAS is based on the top 5 consecutive years that are the highest, or the top 20 consecutive quarters, wherever they may lie. If you feel like you need to get an actual estimate, please note, estimates can take anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks, but you can definitely go ahead and request one from our Albuquerque office. All you have to do is go to the Forms tab on our main screen, and under the Forms tab, you would go to Request for Benefit Estimate Form. You would download that PDF, fill it out, and mail back to ERB on the address on the form. So once you hit eligibility, you can request a formal estimate one time a year. Benefit payments are taxable income. You paid your contributions with pre-tax money. So just remember, you will be taxed on this money. So your final average salary times the years of service times 2.35, which is a multiplier set by the state statute, is how we are going to calculate your benefit here at ERB. So your final average salary, like we discussed before, is the highest of the 5 consecutive gross years salaries, wherever they may lie. The years of service, and then the multiplier. And that's going to be for tiers 1, 2, and 3. Tiers 4, please again, look at our website for that information. This is going to give you your gross annual benefit. Once you divide that by 12, that will give you your gross monthly benefit. That's what you will receive on a monthly schedule. So when you get your monthly or your benefit estimate, it's going to look like this. It's going to show your name, your date of birth, your social, and your age. It's going to show the effective date that we are doing the estimate for, and it's going to show you the final average salary that we are using to do the calculation. It'll show you your total service credit. Below that, we'll show you the breakdown of service credit, showing that we are estimating that you will get X amount of service credit, the service credit you've purchased, and your earned service credit. Under that, the beneficiary information will be listed. This will show your beneficiary that you listed on the request for estimate. It is very important that if you are going to list a beneficiary, that you know that options B and C are calculated very specifically to that beneficiary's age. Your final average salary times your total service credits times the factor gives you your gross benefit amount, and your gross annual benefit amount divided by 12 again is your adjusted monthly benefit. If you are under the age of 60 or 65 and you're retiring under those rules of 75 or 80, the factor there will not be 100%. That's where it'll show you the factor that you're actually going to be under for the permanent reduction in benefit. If you are retiring and you're over the age of 60 or 65 or under the rule of 25 or 30, your factor will be 100%. It will then list the options A, B, and C, and it will list the members portion, what you would receive as the member, and it would show the beneficiaries portion, as if you passed away, that's what your beneficiary would be receiving. Options A, B, and C are going to be your options in which you get to choose what happens to your benefit once you pass. Option A is what we call the straight life annuity. Your retirement benefit is not reduced to provide a survivor's benefit after your death. This is for a refund beneficiary only. This is the only option that you have to list more than one beneficiary. This is the only option you can choose as well if you plan to list your estate, a charity, or an organization. This benefit, however, does give you the highest monthly benefit amount. the benefit ends upon your death. Option B. Option B is the least monthly benefit that you can choose. However, upon your death, your beneficiary will receive 100% of your survivor benefit until they pass. That is a lifetime benefit for you and for your beneficiary. Age provisions for a non-spouse are in effect on this option. So please make sure if you plan to choose this option, they have to be within 10 years of your age, okay? Option C, that benefit is a reduced benefit. It is less than A, but it is more than B. The lifetime benefit for your beneficiary after you pass would be 50% of your option after your death until their time of death. If you choose option B or C and your beneficiary precedes you in death, your option will be moved up to option A. So that is all things to consider when you're choosing a beneficiary on your account. So we've decided we're going to go ahead and retire. So what we're going to need to do now is the application process. First, I'd like to just start off by saying make sure you have a black or blue pen in your possession. And remember, these are legal documents. Whiteout is not permitted. The application process can take up to 60 to 90 days. So please make sure you're submitting those documents to us 60 to 90 days prior to your effective retirement date. You will want to start by getting the retirement application. You're going to go directly to your employer, payroll and benefits department, and you're going to contact them. They'll be advising you if you're district or university for retirement or if they require paper form. We have some districts and universities utilizing our virtual forms on DocuSign. If they are DocuSign, they will provide you with the link and the contact person and authorized signer for that application. If they are paper, you can receive that paper application by going online to our website. They can print it off for you, or you can call NMERB and we will mail you one. The application is located in the same place the benefit estimate form is located, under our Forms tab on our main screen. All pages of the application must be submitted together to NMERB. There are 3 pages that you will need to be submitting. The first page is going to be the member completion page. You, the member, are going to be completing this page. It needs to be an original when you send it to us. We cannot accept copies. If you are requesting to have your beneficiary options calculated, please make sure that you fill out that section on the application. Page 2 is the employer certification. This is the part your employer is going to complete on your behalf. Please check with your payroll or human resource office to get these completed. Inactive members do not need to do this page. This is if you are currently employed or have been employed in the last 90 days. If you have been terminated for 90 days or more, you can go straight to the 3rd page. The 3rd page that you're going to provide to us is going to be copies of your proof of age. This is going to be a copy of your driver's license, birth certificate, passport, or any state or federally issued document that is valid, that shows your name and your date of birth. If you are listing a beneficiary, you need to send their copy of their driver's license, passport, birth certificate, or any state or federally issued ID with their date of birth on it to us as well. This is required for option B and C calculations. Now I would like to turn it over to Selena.
Hello, everyone. You are now receiving your retirement packet. Congratulations on this important milestone. It is very exciting. Please be aware that with this packet, there is some additional reading that you will need to do in order to complete the process to get you placed on payroll. As soon as you receive these or as soon as you receive this paperwork, please get it completed as quickly as possible and back to our office so we can get you placed on payroll and not cause a delay in you receiving any of your benefits. The first document you're going to receive in your packet is your final selection of benefits. This is the most important form in your packet. Please know that this form needs to be received in order to get you placed on payroll. This is where you're going to decide what option you would like to have at retirement. Now, please also be aware that when you choose this option, this is the option that you will have throughout your retirement. So if you choose option A and decide later on you wanted to have it as a continuing option, unfortunately, that will not be able to happen. You will stay as an option A. The top of the form, you will actually see your monthly benefit amounts. There may not be multiple benefit amounts on this. It all depends on if you requested to have a beneficiary calculated when you did your retirement estimate. So you may see just option A being given, or you may see amounts in option A, B, and C. Depending on which option you choose will also determine which part of the form you will fill out. There are two parts depending on your option. If you choose option A, you only need to fill out part 1. There you would sign, and then if you are married, your spouse would sign with you as well. Please remember, you do need to sign in front of a notary. Do not sign this form until you are in front of a notary. Anything that is a mistake or any issues that happen, please let us know as quickly as possible so we can get you a new form sent out to have signed. If you choose to go with option B or C, you only need to complete part 2. This is where you're going to see your beneficiary information, and then you're also going to write in which choice you want, whether it's a B or a C. This part you will also need to sign in front of a notary, plus your spouse will also need to sign in front of a notary. Once again, if you make a mistake, please let us know so we can get you a new form sent out as quickly as possible. The next form that you will need to complete is the direct deposit authorization form. Please know that direct deposit is required. You need to complete the form and sign. You also need to make sure you include a voided check, not a deposit slip. The information on a deposit slip may not always be accurate if you are wanting to deposit the money into a checking account. If you would like to deposit the money into a savings account, you will need to get paperwork from your bank in order to have it put into your savings. We cannot accept a voided check because, once again, the information on the check may be different for your savings versus your checking, and we want to make sure that your deposit gets posted correctly so there's no delay in getting you paid. The next form you will need to complete is the federal and New Mexico tax deduction form. Please be aware that NMERB can only withhold state of New Mexico taxes. If you live in any other state, you will need to work with your state's tax and revenue department to determine your taxes. If you choose to have taxes deducted, complete the form. Even if you do not want to have any taxes deducted, you still will need to complete the form. There are options on the form to determine what you would like to have done. Please be aware that we cannot give out any tax advice, so you will need to consult with a tax professional, or you can also go to the IRS website or the state of New Mexico website for more information. If you take a permanently reduced rate, there is a form in there for the calculation notice that you also need to sign and return. The last form is the returning to work after retirement notice. Please read this very carefully and understand the return to work options that you have, and sign and date this form as well. Once you have completed all of the forms, please send them back to our Santa Fe office so we can get you placed on payroll for the correct month. All paperwork must be received by the last business day of the month prior to your retirement. So if your retirement date is June 1st of 2021, we will need to receive the paperwork by May 31st to avoid a delay in you receiving your benefits for that particular, or for June. The next thing I'm going to cover is payroll and the cost of living adjustments. Once we receive all of your correct forms, you will be pushed to payroll and we will complete the process to get your direct deposit set up. Plus, we will also set up any tax deductions that you request. The benefit payment is direct deposited on the last business day of every month. For example, if you retired July 1st, 2021, your first pension payment will be July 31st of 2021. From that point forward, it will always be the last business day of every month. So if the last day of the month ends on a weekend, you will be paid on that Friday. So always remember it's the last business day of every month unless it falls on a weekend or a holiday. If you retire with para service, please be aware that you will receive two separate direct deposits, one from ERB and one from para. So you will need to complete paperwork for each agency in order to get that set up. In your packet, if you do have para service or ERB service, the paperwork for both agencies will be included in that packet. So please make sure you get them completed and get them to the correct agency to get those set up. The cost of living adjustment. The COLA amount is variable and based on the consumer price index and funding level. Automatically begins in July, the last business day of July, the year you turn age 65 for Tier 1 and Tier 2, or 67 for Tier 3 and Tier 4. Really quickly, if you need to make any changes to your account after you've retired, you need to change your direct deposit information, your tax deductions, your address, please let us know as quickly as possible. You can locate our forms on our website at nmerb.org, or you can also request us to have them sent to you. But please make sure that you do that as quickly as possible as soon as you know of a change. That way we can get the information updated in our system so you receive your direct deposit on time, in addition to your 1099 that we mail out at the end of January of every year. You definitely don't want to miss that, especially when you're doing your taxes. Additionally, if your beneficiary passes away, or if you pass away, you or your family will need to contact ERB as quickly as possible as well, so we can either get your beneficiary placed on payroll as quickly as possible, or we can also get your benefits stopped so there's no overpayments that could possibly occur with an option at a retirement. The next thing I'm going to discuss is the return to work with ERB, and this is as of May 20th, 2020. An application is required. You do need to have a 12-month layout period after your retirement date, not from the last date worked. So if your retirement date is July 1st of 2021, you need to wait out 12 months from July 1st of 2021. There's no limit on your earnings. Contributions are required by the retiree and the employer, and they are non-refundable. So please be aware of that. You're not going to earn any additional service credit going back to work after the 12-month layout period. Working 0.25 FTE or less, a return to work application is also required. FTE is limited, no limit on earnings, no contributions, but be aware that if you have multiple NMERB employers, all FTEs combined cannot exceed the 0.25 FTE. The next one is earning less than $15,000. Once again, a return to work application is required. There is a 90-day layout period after the retirement date. Once again, not from the last day worked, from your retirement date. Gross earnings are limited for each fiscal year. Please be aware fiscal year is July 1st through June 30th. Once again, there's no contributions. You can have multiple ERB employers, but all gross earnings combined must be less than $15,000. You can work anywhere outside of an NMERB employer with no restrictions. The highest amount monthly, refund beneficiary, no lifetime benefit for beneficiary. Next is some helpful information. If you decide to do retirement insurance through the retiree healthcare, you would need to contact them. They can be reached at their website at www.nmerb.org. nmrhca.org, their email address of customerservice@state.nm.us, or by 1-800-233-2576. If you need to contact PARA regarding your PARA payments, you can contact them via their website at www.nmpera.org or via email at para-memberservices@state.nm.us, or calling them at 1-800-342-3422. If you need to contact Social Security once you're eligible to start receiving your Social Security or have questions regarding anything for that, you can go to their website at www.ssa.gov or contacting them at 1-800-772-1213. If you have any federal tax questions, you can also go to the IRS website at www.irs.gov. Or if you have state of New Mexico tax questions, you can go to their website at www.tax.newmexico.gov. If you need to contact ERB directly, there are a few options for us. Please be aware that our offices are presently closed due to the public health emergency. However, you can still reach us via email, phone, or faxes. There will be a notice on the homepage of our website when our offices will be opening again. To send us an email, send an email to member.help@state.nm.us. You can also give us a call at 866-691-2345. You can go to our Santa Fe office once we are open at 701 Camino de los Marques, or you can also fax us information at 505-827-1855, or our Albuquerque office, fax at 505-830-2976, and their address, once they are open, is 8500 Manal Boulevard Northeast, Suite B 450 in Albuquerque. I am now going to turn it over to Monica Lujan to complete this webinar.
Okay, so now that you received a step-by-step on what is required to retire, take a step back and think about your specific situation. You have some important decisions to make and a few dates to be mindful of. Everyone's situation is different, and we want to assure you that we are here to assist you along the way. As Selena mentioned, we are still working remotely, but we are available over the phone and through email. You can reach us at 1-866-691-2345 or at member.help@state.nm.us. Lastly, I want to thank you for your service. You are the backbone of the education system. Congratulations on this major milestone.